Welcome back to the channel, coin collectors and treasure hunters. Today, we're uncovering two of the rarest and most valuable United States Washington $quarter coins that could be hiding in everyday pocket change. One of these coins might be worth far more than its face value, so stay with us until the end. You won't want to miss these incredible discoveries. First coin. 1974. United States Jefferson Nickel stands as one of those ordinary-looking American coins that can quietly pass through countless hands without attracting a second glance. Yet beneath its familiar appearance lies a fascinating story that continues to capture the imagination of collectors. Featuring the enduring left-facing portrait of Thomas Jefferson on the obverse and his historic Virginia home, Monticello, on the reverse, this 5-cent coin represents a chapter in American coinage when millions were produced for daily commerce, making it seem impossible that any could become desirable. Minted during a decade marked by economic uncertainty, rising inflation, and increasing public interest in coin collecting, the 1974 Jefferson nickel became part of everyday life, while a handful of exceptional examples slowly earned attention because of remarkable preservation, unusual striking characteristics, and fascinating minting mistakes that transformed an ordinary pocket coin into something collectors eagerly searched for. At first glance, nearly every 1974 Jefferson nickel appears identical, but experienced collectors understand that the smallest details often separate a common example from one worthy of serious attention. Coins struck at Philadelphia carry no mint mark, while those from Denver display a small D beside Monticello, and San Francisco produced proof versions intended for collectors with deeply mirrored surfaces. Even though hundreds of millions were struck, the relentless movement through cash registers, vending machines, and pockets left the overwhelming majority worn and ordinary. As years passed, perfectly preserved pieces became surprisingly elusive, especially those maintaining sharp architectural lines on Monticello, crisp lettering, smooth fields, and complete original mint luster that still flashes beneath bright light decades after leaving the presses. The manufacturing process itself created opportunities for remarkable surprises. A slightly misaligned die, an improperly prepared planchet, a weak strike, or subtle hubbing variations could leave behind clues that survived for generations. Some collectors search tirelessly for doubled letters within inscriptions like Liberty or In God We Trust, while others hope to discover dramatic off-center strikes, clipped planchets, broad strikes, die cracks, or unusual die deterioration. Although genuine major errors remain uncommon, their existence fuels endless treasure hunts, because every roll of nickels carries the tiny possibility that one overlooked coin escaped quality control decades ago, and has been hiding in plain sight ever since. Visual appeal often determines whether a 1974 Jefferson nickel simply fills an album space or becomes the centerpiece of an advanced collection. Brilliant nickel-colored surfaces with frosty luster can dramatically increase collector interest, while attractive golden, champagne, or pastel toning created naturally over decades may add unique character without reducing authenticity. Strongly struck hair details above Jefferson's forehead, sharply defined windows and steps on Monticello, and bold lettering around both sides reveal the quality of the strike. These subtle features are easy to overlook during casual spending, yet they become the very characteristics that experienced numismatists inspect carefully when evaluating whether a coin deserves closer examination. Imagine discovering an unusual 1974 Jefferson nickel tucked inside a forgotten change jar, inherited coin box, or old bank roll, only to realize that collectors see something special hidden within its tiny details. For illustrative purposes only and never as guaranteed values, certain minor yet desirable varieties or attractive collectible differences have sometimes inspired market discussions around approximately $2,500 to $3,500. Finding such a coin could feel emotionally similar to uncovering a meaningful financial surprise, perhaps resembling part of a down payment on a home or an unexpected opportunity arriving from the most ordinary place imaginable, reminding collectors why they continue searching through everyday change with remarkable patience. The excitement grows when unusually preserved examples or more dramatic characteristics enter the picture. Again, using illustrative examples rather than promises, an outstanding high-grade 1974 Jefferson nickel displaying exceptional eye appeal might inspire values around $5,000, while unusual mint anomalies attracting specialist interest have occasionally been discussed around $6,000. Rare collector pieces possessing highly desirable combinations of preservation, strike quality, and originality may be imagined around $7,500, illustrating how dramatically collector demand can shift when multiple premium characteristics appear together on a single coin that escaped decades of circulation almost untouched. Beyond those possibilities, the storytelling becomes even more captivating. Exceptionally preserved or uncommon pieces with extraordinary visual quality have sometimes been imagined near $8,000 in collector discussions, while unusual finds supported by especially strong demand may approach illustrative figures around $8,500. In the most extraordinary situations involving historically significant characteristics, exceptional preservation, or highly desirable certified varieties, discussions may even climb toward an illustrative $9,000. These examples are educational storytelling benchmarks only, never guaranteed outcomes, because every coin's actual value depends upon authenticity, rarity, condition, collector demand, and current market activity at the time of sale. Responsible examination remains the collector's greatest advantage, because excitement alone should never determine value. A genuine 1974 Jefferson nickel should display the proper weight for its composition, and noticeable differences deserve careful investigation rather than immediate assumptions. Observe the natural silver-gray metal color instead of unusually altered surfaces. Inspect strike alignment to ensure both sides appear properly centered. Study the rim for consistent shape and complete formation, and carefully search for genuine letter doubling rather than ordinary machine doubling or damage caused after circulation. These patient observations often separate realistic discoveries from wishful thinking, while building stronger collecting knowledge over time. Whenever a coin appears unusually promising, professional authentication becomes one of the smartest decisions a collector can make. Independent grading experts possess specialized equipment and decades of experience that help distinguish authentic mint errors, true doubled dies, remarkable preservation, and original surfaces from altered coins or misleading damage. Certification not only provides confidence regarding authenticity and condition, but also allows potential buyers and sellers to communicate using recognized grading standards, reducing uncertainty in a marketplace where tiny differences can dramatically influence collector interest and overall desirability. The most unforgettable part of the 1974 United States Jefferson nickel is not simply its age or its familiar design, but the possibility that extraordinary stories still hide inside the ordinary coins people overlook every single day. Somewhere a forgotten coin roll, dusty dresser drawer, old family collection, or handful of pocket change may contain a remarkable survivor waiting to become a once-in-a-lifetime discovery, or a sudden windfall for the careful observer willing to examine every detail responsibly. That lingering possibility keeps collectors searching long after others stop looking, and the next astonishing coin waiting to rewrite everything you thought you knew may be even more shocking than this one. Second coin United States Jefferson nickel minted in 1989, bearing the image of Thomas Jefferson, is one of those everyday American coins that countless people have handled without giving it a second thought. Yet beneath its familiar appearance lies a fascinating story that continues to captivate collectors decades after it left the presses. The portrait of Jefferson on the obverse, created from Felix Schlag's celebrated design, represents a tradition that had already endured for more than half a century by 1989, while the reverse proudly displays Jefferson's beloved home, Monticello, standing as a symbol of history, architecture, and the ideals of the nation's third president. At first glance, this 5-cent coin seems completely ordinary, but every collector knows that ordinary-looking coins have surprised the hobby before, and that possibility alone transforms a simple pocket coin into an object worthy of careful attention and endless curiosity. The year 1989 arrived during a period when the United States Mint was producing millions upon millions of Jefferson Nickels for everyday commerce, with facilities working tirelessly to meet the nation's demand for circulating coinage. Because production numbers were substantial, most surviving examples remain common in circulated grades, but quantity has never guaranteed perfection. Tiny mechanical adjustments, worn dies, fresh dies, planchet preparation, striking pressure, and quality control all influence the final appearance of each individual coin. That means 2 nickels minted on the same day could display surprisingly different levels of detail, creating subtle distinctions that collectors eagerly study under magnification in hopes of finding something overlooked by everyone else. A closer inspection reveals why the 1989 Jefferson Nickel remains an enjoyable coin for enthusiasts at every experience level. Its copper-nickel composition produces a familiar silvery appearance, while years of circulation may leave soft gray toning, golden highlights, champagne hues, or even delicate blue and violet colors depending on storage conditions. Some examples preserve razor-sharp details in Jefferson's hair, crisp lettering around the rim, and bold architectural lines on Monticello, while heavily circulated pieces tell stories of decades spent passing through cash registers, vending machines, piggy banks, and countless hands. Every scratch, every patch of luster, and every subtle change in color becomes another clue in the coin's remarkable journey across American history. As collectors search through rolls and collections, the excitement often centers on mint errors and unusual production characteristics rather than ordinary circulation wear. Slight die misalignment may create an off-center appearance, while die deterioration can soften portions of the design in unexpected ways. Repunched elements are not typical for this date, yet minor doubled lettering caused by the striking process or die anomalies occasionally attracts attention when supported by careful examination. Unusual rims, incomplete strikes, broad strike characteristics, clipped planchets, or other authentic mint-produced irregularities remain highly desirable because they capture a unique moment during the coin's creation, preserving an accident that somehow escaped the mint's inspection process and entered circulation unnoticed. For many collectors, the greatest thrill comes not from buying expensive coins, but from discovering one unexpectedly among ordinary change. Imagine opening an old family jar of coins, searching through inherited collections, or examining forgotten rolls tucked away in a dresser drawer, only to notice that one 1989 Jefferson nickel looks slightly different from the rest. Perhaps its surfaces flash with original mint luster, perhaps the strike appears unusually sharp, or perhaps the lettering reveals something unusual beneath magnification. Those moments create genuine excitement because every experienced numismatist understands that remarkable discoveries rarely announce themselves. They quietly wait for someone patient enough to recognize their significance. Although most 1989 Jefferson Nickels remain worth only face value or a modest collector premium, exceptional examples have inspired remarkable interest within the numismatic marketplace. As an illustrative storytelling ladder rather than a guarantee of value, minor but authentic collectible variations might sometimes encourage discussions in the neighborhood of $2,500 to $3,500 under the right market conditions, while outstanding high-grade examples with exceptional eye appeal could inspire conversations around $5,000. Unusual mint anomalies may attract illustrative figures near $6,000. Rare collector pieces with especially desirable characteristics might be discussed around $7,500, and exceptionally preserved or uncommon examples could inspire values near $8,000. Particularly unusual finds with strong collector demand may be imagined around $8,500, while extraordinary or historically significant authenticated examples could reach illustrative discussions approaching $9,000, always depending on rarity, condition, demand, and expert verification, rather than expectation or certainty. Those impressive numbers capture the imagination because they represent far more than dollars alone. A remarkable coin could symbolize the equivalent of a meaningful down payment on a home, feel like a sudden financial windfall arriving from an ordinary handful of change, or become the kind of once-in-a-lifetime discovery that collectors dream about for decades. Yet experienced numismatists never assume that every unusual-looking nickel is valuable. Instead, they understand that the market rewards genuine rarity, outstanding preservation, documented authenticity, and collector demand, making patience and careful evaluation far more important than excitement alone. Before imagining extraordinary possibilities, responsible examination should always come first. Verify the coin's weight against official specifications, because significant differences may indicate an unusual planchet or simply postment damage requiring closer evaluation. Study the metal color for unexpected shades that could suggest environmental effects or legitimate production anomalies. Observe the strike alignment to ensure the designs appear properly positioned. Inspect the rim shape for abnormalities that originated during minting rather than later damage, and examine the lettering carefully under magnification for true doubling instead of ordinary wear or machine doubling. Every observation should be documented before drawing conclusions, and truly promising pieces deserve professional authentication by respected grading experts to confirm exactly what they are. Professional authentication often becomes the defining step that separates hopeful speculation from documented numismatic significance. Certified grading establishes authenticity, evaluates preservation, identifies legitimate mint errors, and provides buyers with confidence in the coin's condition. Without that expert confirmation, even an intriguing 1989 Jefferson Nickel may struggle to attract serious collector interest. Conversely, an authenticated rarity with outstanding eye appeal can command far greater respect because knowledgeable collectors place tremendous importance on trusted certification, accurate attribution, and careful preservation when deciding which coins deserve a place in advanced collections. The most captivating truth about the United States Jefferson Nickel minted in 1989, bearing the image of Thomas Jefferson, is that countless examples still rest quietly inside forgotten jars, old wallets, inherited collections, dusty drawers, and overlooked rolls waiting for someone curious enough to take a closer look. Most will remain ordinary reminders of daily commerce, yet history has repeatedly shown that extraordinary treasures occasionally hide among the most familiar coins imaginable. Perhaps the next remarkable discovery is already sitting unnoticed only inches away, and the shocking coin we'll uncover next may prove that the greatest numismatic surprises are often hiding exactly where nobody thinks to search.